Hello everyone, this is Kelly Serpa Howe, proud member of the Teacher Liaison Team. I am the 5th grade teacher at St. Teresa Academy. Today, I'm excited to explain to you my thought process while developing a curriculum map through using Atlas. First, I'd like to talk a bit about mindset and attitude. With all the buzz focused around students' growth mindset lately, I would like to encourage you to have a pro-grow attitude while learning about curriculum mapping. It might feel difficult or overwhelming at first, but encourage your brain the same way that you encourage your students' brains. Remember the power of yet. I believe that your curriculum map will only be as good as your attitude towards it. So, cast out those nasty thoughts, stop grumbling, and let's do this. While developing a map, the first thing I think about is pretty obvious. What do I teach? I'm going to do my best to show you my brainstorming for mapping. First, I thought of the anchor text in the novel that I'm reading in my language arts class. Second, I thought about how I use that novel to convey literacy devices. Next, I thought about all the support text, such as mentor sentences or visible thinking routines that I teach alongside that anchor novel. Lastly, I think about all my rich activities and differentiated assessment for that unit. Now, let's head over to your school's atlas and begin dumping in ideas. Okay, I say dumping in ideas because your atlas should be a living document. Be open to editing, reviewing, and revising your work often, especially once you're done teaching the lesson as a reflection tool. Some teachers like to start their unit with the standards they'll meet or the assessment they'll conduct. There's really no wrong place to start. For myself, I work best in order, so I always just start at the beginning and move my way down. When naming the unit, think about the strand that you'll be addressing. In my case, it's reading literature. Then the domain, and then the topic or the text title. Stretch your brain and think of some overall topics your students will be focused on. Your big ideas should be just that, big. If you're stuck, you should check out resources like Engage New York or EngageNY.org to get your gears turning. Remember, no more than 3 or 4 big ideas, so choose your words wisely. You might be wondering why my map is so colorful. I like to be sure that my big ideas line up with my essential questions. The big idea is reflected in the essential question. Essential questions should also be broad. Make sure that you stay away from yes or no questions or questions that can easily be Googled. Okay, when I was a baby teacher, I liked to list every single standard addressed in every single unit. I had the secret contest with myself to see how many of the Common Core standards I could cram into a unit. The more standards, the better the unit, right? Not necessarily. While developing your unit, be sure to only include standards that you assess. Leave out the ones that you just introduce. Standards must be assessed. Plan your lesson carefully. Choose your standards carefully. One of the things that I love about the Atlas website is that all of the standards are preloaded. No need to flip back and forth from your Atlas to the Common Core website. In the content knowledge section, I like to focus on vocabulary from the anchor text as well as different literature content knowledge. Your skills, they should be centered around action verbs, but have no fear, my friend. On the Diocese's professional learning website, there's a skills bank to help you choose the perfect words, focusing on what your students will accomplish during the unit. The school-wide learning section was easy to fill out. Again, preloaded. Just click on your focus. The Catholic identity section was not easy to fill out, at least not at first. There's a lot of different ways that you can attack this section, but I like to find a scripture verse that reflects the virtue of the anchor text and use that. Okay, guys, the assessment evidence section, it's my favorite. I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a very shy and modest person. The assessment section is your chance to show off all the great, varied, juicy assessment that takes place in your classroom. There's even a section to add in websites and other resources. It's really important that your assessments are reflected in your standards addressed. With Atlas, I love how I can keep track of how many times I address each standard. You'll notice again that there are colors in my learning section, in my learning plan. Those are my essential questions that I focus on during each week that I teach. At first, I was a little stressed out by this section. I felt overwhelmed to put everything into words, everything that I do. But don't forget, this is a living document, so you're going to revise often. You can always go back after you taught the unit. Atlas makes showing your differentiation and technology practices easy by, yes, preloaded choices. I hope that you found my Atlas tutorial helpful. Please feel free to email me if you need any assistance or clarification. Thank you.